Welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you've ever tried to pull a court document, a police report, or a property record in Davidson County, you know firsthand that it can feel a bit like wandering through a maze blindfolded. But don't worry. As your resident records expert, I'm here to bring some order to that chaos. Today, we're going to walk through the exact step-by-step requirements, the application process, the important forms, and the timelines you need to completely master the local public records system. We're keeping it practical, direct, and incredibly useful.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll unpack the Public Records Act, then map out the various courts, dig into police and criminal records, walk step by step through the actual request process, and finally, break down the typical fees and timelines so you know exactly what to expect.
All right, Section 1, the Public Records Act. Basically, these are the rules of access.
So, before you start requesting absolutely anything, you really need to understand the foundation. The Tennessee Public Records Act, TCA Chapter 10, 7503. This state law establishes an absolute presumption that all government records are completely open for your personal inspection during regular business hours. Essentially, unless another specific law seals a record, like, say, certain juvenile files or active criminal investigations, you have a fundamental right to walk in and inspect that paperwork. It's your right to know.
Now here is a massive common mistake that trips up so many beginners. The term public in this act, it's strictly defined by statute. If you are a Tennessee citizen with a valid, up-to-date state ID, congratulations, your access is granted. But if you're an out-of-state resident, honestly, your request is generally going to be denied outright. TCA Shop 107503A2A. Davidson County clerks enforce this rule by the book, so always have your local ID ready to go.
Moving right along to Section 2, mapping the courts, because you definitely need to know exactly where to go.
Knowing your rights doesn't mean much if you end up waiting in line at the completely wrong building, right? Davidson County's system is highly specialized. Let's break it down. The Chancery Court is where you go for civil equity disputes. The Circuit and Probate Courts handle general civil cases, estates, and traffic violations. If you're looking for warrants or background checks, you absolutely need the Criminal Court. And anything sensitive regarding minors or child support, that belongs exclusively to the Juvenile Court.
If your research has you diving deep into Chancery Court documents, you're going to want to use the Chancery Information Access Portal, or the CIA. For basic research, like pulling names and hearing dates from 1997 to the present, it's totally free online. But if you want full digital access to the actual filed documents from 2009 onwards, you'll need to grab a premium subscription. That runs $45 per quarter or $180 annually.
Let's jump into Section 3, Police and Criminal Records. Time to dig a little deeper.
Now, here's a fantastic, highly practical resource available at the Criminal Court Clerk's Office. They actually provide free, in-person viewing of all public Davidson County criminal records. You literally just need to show up on the second floor of the Justice A.A. Birch Building during normal business hours. That's Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. No appointment needed, just walk right in.
On the flip side, if you need incident reports directly from the Metro Nashville Police Department, the application process is incredibly strict. You have to head up to their Central Records Division in Madison, Tennessee, and submit a very specific form, the MNPD 720. Remember our warning from earlier? A valid Tennessee photo ID is mandatory here. And a huge pro tip for you, there's absolutely no ATM on site, and they require payment in advance, so make sure you bring cash, a check, or a card with you.
All right, Section 4, the request process. Let's get into the actionable steps.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a super straightforward application process. Step 1, identify the correct records custodian so your paperwork doesn't end up in a black hole. Step 2, submit the specific department form, and do not forget your proof of Tennessee citizenship. Step 3, you wait. By law, they have up to 7 business days to provide a formal response. It really is a simple 1, 2, 3 process once you know the ropes.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly the kind of bureaucratic paperwork you might get back. This is the official MNPD Public Record Request Response Form. The government uses these specific checkboxes to formally communicate your status. They might check a box saying your records are good to go, or if you forgot that ID we keep talking about, they'll check the box denying your request. Treat this document like gold. It serves as your official legal receipt.
Finally, Section 5, Fees and Timelines. Let's talk about what this actually costs.
15 cents. That is your standard baseline cost per OORC schedule of reasonable charges.
Across most general metro government departments, a standard black and white copy on letter or legal-sized paper will run you just 15 cents a page. Sounds cheap, right? But believe me, if you're pulling massive, multi-year case files, those pennies are going to add up really quickly.
However, that fee does escalate. If you need color copies, it immediately jumps up to 50 cents a page. And here's the kicker. If you are requesting regular copies, specifically from the courts or the police department, the statutory rate is strictly set at 50 cents per page across the board, even if it's just black and white.
Now, what if you're using this document for legal purposes and need an official, certified seal to prove its authenticity in a different court? That's going to cost an extra $5 premium per document, and that's on top of the per-page copy costs. Just keep in mind, as a rule of thumb, a clerk cannot certify a document if the original isn't physically sitting on file within their own office.
So what is the typical timeline for all of this? 7 business days. Under the law, TCA, Chapter 7, Section 53A2B, a records custodian has a maximum of 7 business days to respond to you. Now, let's be clear, this doesn't automatically guarantee you'll have the records in your hand in a week. It means they must either provide the record, legally deny the request with the stated reason, or give you a written estimate of exactly how long it will take to produce.
To wrap things up, here is your closing checklist before you head out. Verify that your Tennessee ID is currently up to date. Identify the exact legal custodian for the document you need. Download the proper specific form, and prepare your payment in advance. You now have the exact blueprint to navigate this bureaucracy like a pro. The only question left for you is, what piece of Davidson County history are you going to uncover first?